My name is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I'm the president of Metal Wrestling. Metal Wrestling's first episode will air Saturday, April 9th from the revamped Combat Zone and will feature a stacked card, including a blockbuster main event when John Cena goes one-on-one with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I am so excited to be a part of this historic milestone. I haven't competed in a singles match since the incident where Adam Cole broke my neck. You're never 100% healed from that kind of injury, but when I wrestle Cody, it will be a great test for me. I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, it's an honor to be facing John Cena. For me, breaking into this business, Cena was one of the first guys to give me advice and almost like a mentor in many ways. A lot of people have said to me, you are the John Cena of this generation, you know? The people in that arena may be on my side, and as much as I love my fans, I have to focus on Cena in the Combat Zone.
I refuse to look past Cody because I know he wants to make a statement. So, I give you my word, I will fight with all I have, and I want the Undisputed Era watching, because at Revival, inside Lethal Lockdown, I'm not showing any mercy. I will beat them to a pulp if given the chance, and hopefully a victory over Cody will be a nice little reminder that I'm back and I'm as close to 100% as humanly possible. We've seen the Undisputed Era show up before to the arena to attack Steve Austin. It wouldn't surprise me to see them show up again, knowing Triple H's tactics over on NLW. But it will be fun to watch Austin, CM Punk, and John Cena beat them all over that Lethal Lockdown cage at Revival. I can't wait to call that action.
It will be a great match, no doubt, but what about Finn Balor? He's just signed his contract with Metal Wrestling, double-crossing Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era. To me, it just makes sense for him to be the fourth man on Austin's team at Revival.
Finn Balor, you showed a lot of intensity in Houston when you knocked Adam Cole's head clean off. And now, you are a member of the Metal roster, and I know you got that big match against Jeff Hardy for the NLW title at WrestleMania. But how's about, if you're not busy, you step inside Lethal Lockdown with me, Punk, and Cena, and we open up an undisputed can of whoop-ass on those boys. I'll wait your answer on Metal's premiere.
I am laser focused on Lethal Lockdown, and I feel honored to be entrusted by Stone Cold to be in this match. You know, we've had some real big differences in the past, that's an understatement. But this company, Metal Wrestling, is bigger than that. This is about the wrestling landscape as a whole and where we want the future of this business to go. We disagree on a lot. That was evident in our rivalry, but we agree on a shared vision of professional wrestling's growth and prosperity, something Conor McGregor knows nothing about. And, you know, I could go on and on about the so-called Notorious, but instead of wasting my breath on that jackass, I want to talk about Jushin Thunder Liger and my match with him. Jushin Liger is signed as a member of the Metal Wrestling roster. However, because of his legendary status, I understand his contract allows him to take other dates with other promotions as long as they don't clash with Metal shows.
Yeah, I was under the impression that his contract meant he'd have to take up additional dates in Japan, not just show up in NLW. It seems a bit strange to me. I don't know though, man. He looked out of character attacking Ricochet, but will we see that same aggression against Punk? I don't know, only time will tell.
I can't speak on the guy's attitude right now. I haven't spoken to Liger, but something did seem off about him when he came back on NLW. Regardless, whatever Liger that shows up in the Combat Zone, I'm ready, because the best in the world takes no days off. You hear that, Undisputed Era? You best be prepared, because after Liger, you four are next. See you at Revival, boys. As one of Metal's top trainers, I've had the pleasure of working with my assistant trainer Rhino and getting the guys ready for Metal Wrestling's premiere. And there's a lot of great talent on the women's side too. Just watching Riho and Candice LeRae getting ready for their encounter, you can tell their chemistry will be something special. You know, likewise me and the legendary Macho Man or Randy Savage, that kind of chemistry that you can only have once in a lifetime. And I think there's going to be a lot of feuds on this roster, but also in the women. Legends like Trish Stratus and Gail Kim, current stars like Sasha Banks, and women on the rise like Ember Moon. It's a great division, as is the tag division. I've been helping train several of the tag teams coming in. You got Kings of Wrestling, Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Hero. Great team, man. Their power and cardio, unbelievable, unbelievable. Two guys also who encapsulate the kind of no F's given attitude I had back in the day is War Machine. They're gonna wreak havoc in that ring, let me tell you. Ortiz, you know, everyone has been counting us out. We're gonna make our debut for Metal Wrestling, and I haven't heard any hype. What is that, Santana? I'll tell you why. It's because all you hear is War Machine is the hardest team out there. See, those people that say that are dead wrong. Because what are we, Ortiz? The best! Damn right. And come our match on Metal Wrestling's premiere, the whole world will be talking about us when we beat you and get one step closer to becoming the first heavy metal tag team champions. Proud and powerful, contrary to popular belief, we don't underestimate you. Far from it. We respect the hell out of you. You are two of the toughest street pit bulls they could put us up against. But make no mistake, do not take our respect as a sign of weakness, because the raid is coming. So get ready for war. A lot of championship chatter going on, but we can't forget about the Metalweight title. Samoa Joe and Drew McIntyre, they're going to face off with the title on the line at Revival. We're going to have the two men in the same room at the same time for the first time since NLW 100. It could be one of the most important and intriguing interviews we've ever seen. Since signing with Metal, I've had a chance to talk to both men personally. They are both extremely confident and talented athletes, but I don't see either man backing down in their title match at Revival, so certainly will be quite the confrontation on Metal's first episode. Sorry to interrupt the little broadcast you got going on here, this little preview, but your Messiah has a proclamation. Step forward, one and all. Who is man enough to challenge the architect of Metal Wrestling for the Intercontinental Championship? I don't think anyone is, Jake. Let's face it, Sami Zayn wants no part of me after what we put him through, so who else is there? I will be waiting patiently for a challenger to my Intercontinental Championship to step forward and prove themselves. But until then, let me say this to any other champion out there that thinks they compare to the Messiah, think again. For this is the word of Seth freaking Rollins. Something we've already seen develop in this company is the escalation of the rivalry between Edge and Jon Moxley. Now, they're going to have an exploding barbed wire death match at Revival. Man, I've known Edge for a long time, broke into this business with him, but I saw something I've never seen before in his eyes when he put Moxley through that barbed wire. Even I couldn't stop him. It was frightening. Lord knows what will happen when there's explosions involved. Are you kidding me? I get to be at ringside for that exploding barbed wire death match, and mate, it's not something I'm not excited for it at all. It could prove to be very costly for both men. Will either of them show up on Metal's premiere? Time will tell, but after what happened last time at the first dance, I wouldn't be expecting Moxley anytime soon. I booked that death match because I want Metal Wrestling to be a place where violence thrives. You talk about Metal, you're talking about the toughest guys there are. Hardcore champion Sami Callihan and Darby Allin, for instance, gonna fight at Revival. You got Joyner, this big bad monster. Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of strong style. Trust me, I felt that Kinshasa firsthand. But honestly, if there's one guy on my roster that's been slept on for far too long and has all the tools to be a world champion someday, it's the Hangman, Adam Page. That guy has had the worst advice since he's been here, but that changes now. Ric Flair, your ass is fired. Hangman, it's time to prove yourself. But before I go, I have one final message for the Undisputed Era. Triple H and Kevin Owens. If any of you decide to show up for Metal's premiere, hell, bring all your little asses to the combat zone and I'll stun every last one of you. Triple H, Mr. NLW EVP. This is a war you started, and so help me God, I'm gonna finish at Revival. My team will go to war in lethal lockdown against the Undisputed Era, but first, Kevin Owens, NLW 103 in Vegas. You want to invite Stone Cold to your territory and challenge me to a match? I'm coming to Las Vegas to fight. So put all your money on the Texas Rattlesnake, cause I'm fixing to hit the jackpot when I stump a mud hole in ya and walk it dry. And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so. Don't miss Metal Wrestling's premiere episode, Saturday, April 9th, live from the Combat Zone. Witness as CM Punk battles the legendary Jushin Thunder Liger. Seth Rollins has an open challenge. Plus, the Firefly Funhouse with Bray Wyatt will return. We will see an exclusive face-to-face interview with Drew McIntyre and Samoa Joe ahead of their title match. In the Heavy Metal Tag Team Title Eliminator match, Proud and Powerful take on War Machine. And in a Knockouts Title Eliminator, we will see Candice LeRae battle Riho. And in the main event, John Cena goes one-on-one with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Don't miss the grittiest action in professional wrestling when we air live from the Combat Zone for Metal Wrestling, Saturday, April 9th. The world of professional wrestling will never be the same again.